what makes a good agent here? What do you think, what do you think people should look for when they're trying to choose an agent? Because, anybody here can say they're a real estate agent. There's really no criteria of what it is to be a real estate agent, which is a little deceptive for a lot of people here, because if they can get a business card that says real estate agent, then they're a real estate agent, right? So, I mean, and we know that there's a difference between somebody that says they're a real estate agent and somebody that can actually go through the process of getting people through that transaction and helping them have that safe and secure,
Yeah, definitely signing your car is not enough to be a real estate agent. I mean, you have to know the areas. I've been having phone calls from US agents trying to represent their clients in the area. I have to tell them that, yes, I mean, even though they can see many of the listings on the website, the processes, the way to buy in here, as a matter of fact, how to represent a client in here, how to take care of them is totally different to the US. I mean, 𝗂𝗲, that many of the agents we have had it before are actually with a US brokerage background.
Right.
And sometimes they come to Rosarito and they see these different ways to close on the properties, documents. I mean, one of the big differences in Rosarito is that every transaction is different.
Yes, everyone is its own challenge. You've made a really good point right now, Gerardo, and I think it's important that we touch on that, because even if you have a real estate background and you're coming from the US, Rosarito doesn't have all the technology and tools that they have to make those agents successful in the US. They don't have it here. When you don't have an MLS system, how do you price properties? How do you know what the comps are? How do you know what the available inventory is? How do you know what's sold and how much it's sold for? Those agents don't have that technology here. The only way for somebody to know that is through experience, is by being here, by working in those developments, by working with the other agents for long periods of time. You can't just take an agent from the US, come and place them here and think they're gonna be successful and they're gonna know how it works. And a lot of people have the misconception that you can take an agent just because they have 30 years real estate experience, that they're gonna be in Rosarito and that they're gonna have a safe and secure transaction. When you made the point about the paperwork, the closings, just the inventory in itself, it takes experience and it takes knowledge and it takes being part of a team of people that can help navigate through that. Do you agree?
I agree totally. Properties in here are priced totally different to the US. You have to see the tendencies and you have to know what are the value for those properties, and it's something you cannot find on the website. Right. You can search as much as you want through the website, and all you're gonna get is getting confused as far as for Rosarito properties, because they are so way apart, all over the place. I mean, we have many communities, which is nice. You have choices in Rosarito, but you have all these communities with different flavors. I mean, the way we qualify, the way we help our clients to navigate through all these properties, all this information on the website, is to understand their needs and use our product knowledge to place it in the best communities possible, something that really fit their needs or that really are within what they're looking. And I mean, I'm not afraid to say to some client that what they are looking sometimes is not available in the area. And you want to know that up front and not wait 1, 2 months, 1 year to find out that what you're looking in the area is not available. Or if it is, you want to discover it before anybody else gets it.
One of the things, Gerardo, that I think people don't understand is that because there's no MLS, there's no regulatory system for the listings, that anybody can put up a listing online regardless. Nobody's overseeing that and saying, oh, that listing has to have certain criteria, or that paperwork has to be done correctly, or that they've had a capital gains conversation with the client. So anybody can put up any listing anywhere. So that means when you're on the line searching at listings, you don't never know what you're going to see. I mean, if you're on different websites, you don't know what the background is on that listing. We have a certain criteria at Baja 123. When we put up listings, we have checklists and paperwork, and we have people that have to look through, because we want to make sure when we put a listing up, it can be sold. But that doesn't say any of those other listings or any of those other agents out there follow the same criteria. So when you're out there thinking, oh, I'm just gonna go do this by myself, you don't know what you're getting involved in. And I have to say, one of the #1 reasons that more of the deals fall out is because of the listing agent not doing their job correctly, not checking the paperwork, not checking on the capital gains, not getting the correct listing agreements or contracts signed by the owners, not understanding how the game is played down here correctly. So when people are out there thinking they're working with a new agent or an inexperienced agent or no agent at all, they're just opening themselves up for a world of hurt, I think.
Yes, correct, Noah. Not because the property is on the website means that you can buy that property. A lot of properties on the website are missing key information. Sometimes they have legal challenges that you are not aware of, and you have to kind of do a process of follow-up, or sometimes even if you really want that property, to compromise on some situations that sometimes are not the best. We are here to guide you to the properties that you can close, that you can own outright, and get you the best options. Of course, our clients are gonna make the final decisions, but we are here to inform you what is the condition of every property, and of course recommend the properties that have all the legal documents.
What you just said right now is so important. A new agent is not going to understand if there's legal situations or if there's something that's going on with that particular community, that particular property, and it really does take experience. It takes somebody that's been here that understands, because there's some developments where some properties in there are good and some aren't. There's some developments we stay away from completely. Now, I don't want to scare everybody away from buying, but the fact is that you can buy safe and secure here if you have the right guidance and you have the right agent. Now, once again, all agents are not created equal. You've got to find the right agent, the agent that can navigate and can understand, the agent that knows what to look for to make sure that the paperwork has been done right, to make sure this property is good. And that's just one part of the challenge that we deal with, is understanding that that listing is sellable. And that's one thing that I think you do better than most all of the other agents, is you're able to look at that paperwork, you're able to look at that, and you'll be able to bring the right people in to not only to get that property sold, but to navigate through some of the challenges that might need to happen. Because even though they fall in love with that property and there might be problems, which there's problems with almost all of our, there's problems almost with everything, is who is the agent that's going to help you overcome those challenges to get through that, so you end up with that 𝗵𝗵𝗁 or that trust that is going to allow you to own that property in the right way. And I think you're one of the better agents here that can do that.
Yeah, correct. To put a client in a risky situation just because an agent doesn't know or didn't know some information on the property is definitely not acceptable.
Agreed, completely.
I mean, you need to know your way through these communities and do the appropriate disclosures so the customers can have can make the right decision. The right decision.
You just said a good word to their disclosures, and that's one of the things that I think we lack here a lot in our community, is the right disclosures. Because as long as everybody's given the full information about what's going on, they should be able to make that decision. It's when they're not being given the full information that makes it a challenge for them to be able to know. And sometimes it's not the agent's fault, because the agent just doesn't know, because they're new. They haven't been here long enough. They don't have the experience to give the people the right disclosures. So once again, dealing with an experienced agent that's been here, that's been through all of the challenges like you have, it's so valuable to be able to take somebody from beginning to end, or to not waste their time by going down on a property that's not going to ever end up closing, or it's not even worth the effort to go maybe even go look at, because you've already understand that property is not going to sell or something like that. Thank you for watching our video. If you're planning on buying real estate in the Rosarito Beach area, make sure to give us a call. Have a great day, everybody.